Gatemaker is a tool created by Christopher Alexander and Greg Bryant from 1996 to 1997. It's something like a sketching tutorial, something like a design tool, and it's definitely built to invoke a particular psychological state. It's an artifact of a philosophy and a highly developed body of theory and practice that focuses upon the innate biological mind-internal meaning behind such ideas as nature, harmonious, and full of life. Gatemaker facilitates the sketching of a particular desired product, in this case a gate, in a real place, one that feels like it was grown there, except the user has taken the role of nature. The result is a natural shape which fits harmoniously within the natural qualities of the surrounding environment, and which the user feels is imbued with feeling and life. Gatemaker facilitates a smooth unfolding process in an ordered manner, with broad issues resolved before small ones, where each step involves an adaptation to everything in the existing situation, including what's been done before. It takes advantage of an approach that's arguably as close to a biological developmental process as humans are able to achieve, by nurturing our innate ability to perceive structures that were naturally grown. Gatemaker has many interesting properties which can be found in various papers, but we'll only begin to highlight a few here. The program takes the user through a number of steps in an unfolding sequence for a gate. In the process of polishing and testing the gate sequence for this tool, the one you're about to see, the right number turned out to be about 17 steps. On the site urbanology.com, the user works with their community, and they can use Gatemaker to make rough guided sketches of gates that might be a part of a neighborhood proposal. If a proposal is good and gets approval from the community, the sequence can be used again to guide the actual building of a gate from its preliminary sketch. Gatemaker is integrated into the web application in the following way. An image is captured by the program using Google Street View, and this becomes the background for the sketch. It's very important to draw onto a real photograph to get the user closer to the full reality of the place they're trying to modify and improve. I start a new sketch, choosing the picture. There's a general sketching tool and various kinds of help, but I'll move straight into the steps of Gatemaker itself. Let's start the sequence. Step 1. Gate position. The gate is in a prominent place where it fits naturally into the surroundings, as if it had been created there by the neighboring structures. So this is supposed to focus our efforts and our feeling on trying to figure out where it is best to put the gate that we're going to be trying to grow. Step 2. Gateway opening. The opening of the gate is a size which makes passage seem intimate, whether it is large for trucks or cars, or small for a man and a dog. I think of this as an entrance transition onto campus. To shape the opening, I make use of the structure of the staircase. You can imagine several ways to do that, but I'll start at the top of the staircase, not much taller than a person, and outline the opening using the rest of the stairs. Step 3. Mass and height. The mass of the gate establishes its proper psychological weight in the place where it is standing. So give it some oomph, some depth and mass of structure. Don't worry too much about the perspective because you'll adjust this naturally to the photo. I'm making it kind of see-through with some substance, maybe like a trellis, so greenery could be grown on it later. Step 4. The wall. The gate sits in a wall which extends the feeling of the gate outward. Well, luckily there's already a wall on the site, so I'm just going to pencil that in so it's kind of clearer that that's there, and then extend the gate from there. Step 5. Gateposts. Where the gate meets the wall, there are two massive gateposts, thin for wood, heavy for stone or masonry, defining the opening of the gate. I already have something going here, but I'll just emphasize them here so it's clearer what's going on. Step 6. The top. The upper part of the gate, too, like the posts, is massive, and its height establishes the feeling of that place just right. Well, that's already there for the most part. Step 7. The space above the gate. The sky above the gate has a particular shape, which in turn helps to shape the solid material of the upper gate. From this perspective, we'll need to imagine the shape of the sky that the top of the gate will make. I'll add a bit of natural shaping to the top. Step 8, the space above the wall. The line along the top of the wall, too, makes the sky a beautiful shape. So I'll just outline a few thoughts I have for later for the top of this wall. Step 9, gatepost detail. Each gatepost is ornamented with a small structure that makes the gate more meaningful and solid as a center. I already have this, but I'll clarify what I do have with little caps. Step 10, wall openings. The upper part of the wall contains occasional openings which allow a glimpse of what is on the other side. I didn't consider these yet, so I'll use black lines to indicate them. I'll add one line to the top of the gate to sort of connect it. Step 11, the wall between openings. Pieces of the wall between the openings have a definite and beautiful shape. This is another inverting exercise. It's a little hard to do at this scale, so I'll extend the wall into definite sections to help. It creates kind of a open enclosure, which is interesting. Step 12, between gate and wall. The angle between gate and wall is filled with a definite central shape which connects the two. So this is another joint build-up kind of exercise. So we'll just try to clarify and define the gate and wall intersection as make it one thing. Step 13, the gate itself. The gate fills the opening fully, or there is a gap in the upper opening. The opening seems complete at this point. Step 14, gate leaves. The leaves of the gate have a definite repeating pattern which makes each leaf a beautiful thing in itself. I'm going to skip this because there are no gate leaves in this project, but note that these are not instructions. They are statements about what could be here or needs to be done at this point, so it's easy to skip it. Step 15, ornament. At the top of the gate there is an ornament or crest where the gate meets the sky. Well, at this scale we won't see much, so I'll put some indicators here. Step 16, gatepost base. At the base of the gateposts there's a very solid entity which helps the gate to meet the road. I'll give it a little more weight here. The last step, wall ornament. There's a modest repeating pattern along the top of the wall which makes the wall harmonious. So we have a repeating pattern along the wall, but I'd like to add an alternating pattern just to give it a little more richness. At this point I'm pretty happy with what I've got here, so I think I'm going to save it for the community to see and put it here in urbanology. Well, it could use a little bit of color, but this is a good example of what kinds of things you can do with these unfolding sequences and these kinds of recipes or genetic codes, if you will, for making different sorts of things in the environment. The point is to provide something like a framework within which people can pour their ability and their passion and their innate sense of nature into a specific improvement.